And then I'm going to introduce myself to you because I wanted the peanut gallery to get out and do all this SMY and you paroled off a fucked up yard and all this shit, right? Before I came out and tell you exactly what I paroled out of. I was in a program called the Veterans Hub. CDCR opened up and started a program for veterans, all right, where veterans can go down and they can get their retirement checks and disability checks, whatever they had coming, they could get it worked out. They could get their discharges brought from less than honorable, less than desirable, up to honorable and desirable. They could up their pay grade and all of that in their retirement. All of that could happen down there in one spot. Ron Self from the Veterans Healing Veterans from the Inside Out, who allowed me to use from the Inside Out name with this, right? And I did ask him. I didn't have to, but I did because it was the right thing to do. He started that program and the Department of Corrections funded it with $4.1 million. So I was not only in that program, I wrote the veterans program for the Veterans Life Skills Program, which later turned into also the Universal Life Skills Program for non-veterans. So I wrote the Veterans Life Skills Program and was there, and I had this whole unit was mine. I had my own office, I had all these vets in the unit right there that were in my program. Okay. And it was a year and a half program. It still is, but it's been kind of scaled down a little bit because what happened, I reached a point where I was getting ready to get funded. Okay. Now there's videos going around about the Veterans Hub all through the system, even right now. And you'll see me in my office with the VLSP behind me. And that very bird that you see right here is painted on the wall in that office. Okay. And I had a computer and everything, which is where I wrote this book on that computer in that office. They gave me all of that. So I was in the Veterans Hub. All right. And there was a little bit of everybody in the Veterans Hub, but there was never nothing said about, hey, you can't be part of the Veterans Hub, right? My comrade said, you know what, if that's going to help you get out and everything you're doing right there, stick it out and do it. But I didn't last the whole time in the Veterans Hub because seven dudes, when I started to look like I was going to get some major funding for my program, got together and said I smacked some dude, slapped him outside of a dorm, right? And they tried to get my dog, which is the Dogo Argentina I have now because I had the dog in there with me too in the dog program. So I had all that going on, right? So I did have that going on, and you know, their jealousy bred hate and discontent, and they lied on me and told on me, and it didn't happen. So I got rolled up from there in the hole, shot over to O Wing in the hole. From O Wing went to New Folsom, went to the hole there, was back there with everybody when they were going, they're still going on their trial and all that shit was going on. They were all back there with everybody. And I paroled from that 4B yard, which was really going through all kinds of transitions, right? It was some fours, some psychotic, some twos. They had just about every fucking, they didn't know what they were going to do with it at that point. It was a mix and it was messed up, fucked up. And I paroled from that yard. So that's my story, right? Now, dudes will get on here and they'll go, oh, but he paroled this or he paroled inactive or this and that. Try to bait me into getting on here and claiming, hey, I'm this, that, or the other thing. Go ahead and hit me with a RICO Act if I ever decide to put hands and athlete's feet over some all over some lame. Then I get hit with all this extra shit. So, um, bottom line, that's my get down. Nobody cared that I was in the Veterans Hub. But even saying that, because I have to be brutally honest with you, all right? Because I had the coverage of the Veterans Hub and all that stuff right there, all right? I don't use that. That's why I didn't jump right out with that in the beginning. That all you guys talk about SNY this and SNY that just to demonstrate a point to you fellas that these guys don't know what they're talking about. They're so slick to fucking get on there and quick to get on here and claim they know something and look like they might know something that I just let them go with it before I came out here with the real deal. And I can show you certificates for the program I wrote from the fucking mayor of Soledad, from the 12th district. Matter of fact, I'll do some screenshots, send them, and he'll send them out and put them here. It's the mayor of Soledad and the senator of the 12th district, California. All right. Gave me their fucking awards and everything for the programs I wrote for the Veterans Hub. All right, and for the veterans right there. And that'll show you where I was. That'll show you that I let these dudes run with their bullshit because I want you guys to see that they get on here and act like they know what they're talking about when they don't know a fucking thing. All right. Now, having said all of that, and I have given this a lot of thought, would um if I was on a yard that was flipping and I had talked to my comrades and they told me, yeah, Ronnie, we wanted to see you get out. Would I have remained on that yard? I probably would have. That's just being honest. I didn't have to get confronted with that situation per se, right? It was flipping. The yard was flipping, but was it flipping to complete SNY or 50-50 or any of that? It was flipping to a veterans hub where I was at. And it did it still. But if it would have been flipping to an SNY yard, a 50-50 yard, like they say, or whatever, the yards they have now, I'd have stayed. I'd have stayed and kept on programming and whatnot. And that Veterans Hub turned out to be no less fucking sinister than a 50-50 yard, right? Bottom line is, in the Department of Corrections now, your path to freedom goes through one of them 50-50 yards, one of them programs, or the Veterans Hub. There is a level two still that is a GP level two that's not a 50-50 yard, and that's Solano. And I think there's only one yard. That's Solano. And then there is, I think that's it as far as that goes. And it goes up to your 180s after that. And there's only four 180s that are GPs that are left. And they're telling them dudes, really, you're going to see a lot of people going home from them yards. Um, it's just the path to freedom. Now, can somebody who's on one of these many other yards going home come back and get put on one of them 180 yards? They get whacked. Maybe, because they're telling some people stay over there and go home. So it just depends on your situation, right? And they're telling other people pay us $500 and you're good. Okay. But let's not sell anything short. Can one of them dudes on them 180 yards go home, come back to a 50-50, tell everybody he's acted and feel safe walking that yard? No. They'll whack him. Don't care. They're not going to have an active on that yard, full on active gang member. But they do have other gangs. They got the 2-5ers and all of that, right? That form their thing. There's a lot of dudes over there that feel like they got put over there because they got done dirty. And they don't like the idea that they're over there. They couldn't find an army. So, anyways, that's my story, and that's my get down about the first experience with these fucking gunners, man. They're highly professional, right? And they're fucking weirdos. And you don't want to get hit by friendly fire, you know?